Hi, welcome to the fourth part of the Excel's intro session, and it's called Solver. In this exercise you have to construct the portfolio of the risky assets, and this portfolio should have the minimum variance. Therefore you have to solve the optimization problem. Let's turn to exercise 1, and here we have to construct the portfolio consisting of two stocks, Credit Suisse and UBS. So we have to find the weights of Credit Suisse and UBS in the portfolio which would have the minimum variance. To solve this optimization problem, we can make use of the solver tool in Excel, and you can find it within the data section above. If you don't see solver within your data section, then you have to go to File, Options, then Add-ins, then you press here Go, and then make sure that this box is ticked. Solver add-in, press OK. And now let's prepare everything to run the Excel's solver tool. So let's type in Credit Suisse, UBS, and let's type in some weights, 50%, 50%, and then 1. So here we have to sum up the weights in this cell. The cell J298 would be the sum of weights of Credit Suisse and UBS. So the final step we have to do is to compute the variance of the resulting portfolio. You remember we calculated the portfolio variance of the portfolio with 5 stocks before, and now we have to compute the portfolio variance for our 2 stocks. Therefore we have to first compute the covariance matrix. Let's do it over here. If you remember, earlier we typed in a long formula to compute the covariance matrix. We can do it again now. However, if we think a bit, we notice that we already have everything we need in this big 5x5 covariance matrix. So the variance of Credit Suisse would be element 1, 1 in the large covariance matrix. And let's look over here. UBS was the stock number 5 among our 5 stocks. Therefore we can use element 5y to find out the variance of UBS. And what was the covariance between the Credit Suisse and UBS? It was element 5, 1 or 1, 5 in the covariance matrix of 5 stocks, in the old covariance matrix. Great. So here we have variance covariance matrix of 2 stocks, Credit Suisse and UBS, and now let's compute the variance of our portfolio, which would be the weights multiplied on covariance matrix multiplied on weights. Weight should be 1 by 2, then you multiply by 2 by 2 matrix, and then finally you multiply by 2 by 1. Okay, since Excel cannot multiply three matrices within one function, we have to use double mult. Okay, mult, and here we multiply the transposed weights. We have to transpose the column vector in order to get 1 by 2 vector. We multiply it by covariance matrix, we close the bracket, and then we multiply it by weights which are not transposed over here. Close the bracket, shift Ctrl Enter, and we get the variance of the portfolio. Okay, let's run solver. We have everything prepared. First I just quickly remove everything from here so that we start from the same. Okay, we have to set the objective. Our objective is the variance of the portfolio. We should minimize it. Okay, press minimum. By changing variable cells, we have to vary the portfolio weights. Okay, vary portfolio weights subject to constraints. Our main constraint, and actually the only constraint here, would be that the sum of portfolio weights is equal to 1. So here we have the sum of portfolio weights equal to 1. Okay, great. Then make sure that this box is not checked. Why? Because we have no restrictions. The short sales are allowed. In other words, you can go short one security and go long other security. Okay, you press solve, and numbers. Okay, so the optimal portfolio, the portfolio with the minimum variance, would be the one which is short the Credit Suisse 21% and long UBS 121%. Great, we have solved the first part of the fourth exercise.